What's up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daryl Willie, Insurance and Money Podcast, coming at you with an article by Leah Nicole Kendon. All right, I'd like to talk about all things money and insurance. I'd like to tell you guys what's going on with the markets, economies, real estate, anything that has to do with your wallet or pocketbook as it relates to your money, savings, retirement, and insurance. I will speak on it, etc., etc. Okay, so third quarter earnings are indicating a divided economy. So the word on the street is we are in a K-shaped economy, meaning we have those who have not. With more consumer companies preparing for third quarter earnings this week, Wall Street will be watching for signs of a bifurcated, or what I refer to as the K-shaped economy. Excuse me, I have allergies. As consumers diverge in their spending behaviors, there have been increasing signals that wealthier Americans are spending more while lower income Americans are significantly paring back on their spending. Lower income consumers have been hit hardest by rising inflation and escalating prices on essentials, with this month's Consumer Price Index report indicating a 0.3 increase on the month, putting the annual inflation rate at 3%. 3% inflation has been affecting many people's ability to shop the brands that they generally shop. A lot of people are going more generic store brand or even cutting back at all, just to save a couple of dollars. All right. So shortly after the CPI report was released, the Federal Reserve on Wednesday approved a second straight interest rate cut, lowering its benchmark overnight borrowing rate to a range of 3.75 to 4%. Meanwhile, the country is entering the fifth week of a government shutdown, with many federal workers going without pay. So I am in the Chicago area. We have two major airports. We have Midway, we have O'Hare. So this air traffic controller situation, I hear about it every day. It has been a problem. You have a lot of very talented people, very hardworking people, committed people going to work and not getting paid for it. And that is not right under any circumstance, that you do not get paid for the work you do. But unfortunately, with the government shutdown, that is the situation we find ourselves in today. So what's been going on? A lot of people, like air traffic controllers and many people who have been laid off or not receiving pay, have been doing things like DoorDash, Uber, getting side gigs just to try to make ends meet and make something happen. So as we just talked about, inflation ticking up. So you have prices going up and people making less money or making no money. Not to mention many of people who've been laid off this year, which is very unfortunate, but there seems that you can't go a week without hearing about thousands of people getting laid off. So the Census Bureau estimates there were 35.9 million people in poverty in 2024. Let me read that again. The Census Bureau estimated there were 39.5 million people in poverty in 2024. Okay, the most recent available data with the weighted average poverty threshold for a family of four coming in at $32,130. The median household income, meanwhile, was $83,730 last year, according to the Bureau. The top 10% of households saw their income increase 4.2%, okay, between 2023 and 2024. But there was no meaningful change for the bottom 10% of households. The Bureau said in September, there were approximately 33 million households in the top 10% of earners and another 33 million in the bottom 10% of earners as of last year. So that bottom segment is also affecting places like Dollar General, Walmart, and these grocery stores because they're not spending as much and they're bouncing around and they're price competing. Now, you also have SNAP benefits, EBT, food stamps. These things have been stopped. cut back. So a lot of people are not spending, which is affecting a lot of these companies. So we're getting a lot of different data coming in. So this is why we're talking about we have this bifurcated mixed bag of economy. So we have those who have and those who have not. All right. Consumers with the highest purchasing power have benefited from stock market rallies and rising home values. Now, let me stop for a second. You have to play this game. Whether you like the players, whether you like Trump, don't like Trump, like Republicans or like Democrats, not into politics, it doesn't matter. Get the money. Okay? You have to get in the market. Get what you can get. Okay? Because that is one of the major reasons why we have this separation between those who have and those who have not. It's called assets. Homes, stocks, land, gold, Bitcoin, whatever, assets. These assets have been going up. Okay, this is how the rich get richer. They're not out there. Yes, people want to get more money at work, but what they're doing is investing in assets that grow. And when you're in a situation like this, especially under this administration, they're going to goose assets up. Egos attached to that. A lot of things attached to that. Them seeing the stock market go down is not even in their mind. Okay, so they're going to do whatever it takes to keep that stock market going up and goosed up. Even though you know it's fake, even though you know it's not good, get the money. Participate. Stay invested. Get in the game. Get you something. Get out. Okay, but sitting around not participating and saying this is wrong and this is not right, and you're absolutely right. But it's possible to be right and wrong at the same time. Get your money. Okay, play the game. This is what's happening. So let me read that again. Consumers with the highest purchasing power have benefited from stock market rallies and rising home values. Let it sink in. Very important. Data from JP Morgan's cost of living survey found that higher income consumers reported stronger economic confidence readings for the next year. Well, that's pretty obvious. If you're making more money, you feel more confident, right? So recent earnings reports from companies touching all concerns of the economy have indicated the K-shaped trend is beginning to take hold. This week, companies like Yum Brands, McDonald's, Tapestry, Under Armour, etc., are preparing to release quarterly earnings reports that could report similar trends. Last week's Chipotle reported it's seeing consumers who make less than $100,000 a year, which represents roughly 40% of the company's customer base, spending less frequently due to concerns about the economy and inflation. They should also talk about the concerns about fast food prices going up. Okay, fast food used to be the cheap food, used to be the go-to food. The dollar menu is now the $5 menu, right? Fast food used to be the cheap, quick meal. It is no longer cheap. Customer service sucks, and it is not even the best food. But the point is, there is inflation in fast food. So when they're talking about concerns about economy and inflation, they need to talk about their prices going up. CEO Scott Boatworth said the company is seeing consistent macroeconomic pressures with a 0.8% decline in traffic for the quarter. Talking about Chipotle. Okay, Coca-Cola said in its third quarter earnings that pricier products like Topo Chico sparkling water and Fairlife protein shakes are driving its growth. Okay, Procter & Gamble reported similar results, saying wealthier customers are buying more from club retailers which sell bigger pack sizes, while lower income shoppers are pulling back significantly. Okay, so the wealthier consumers are buying bigger pack sizes and buying more. Think of a Costco or something like that, where lower income consumers are pulling back on their shopping. They're not buying as more, and what they are buying, they're pulling back, and again, they're price shopping. And some of the companies reporting this week have already indicated that they may be seeing similar behaviors. In early September, McDonald's CEO Chris Kempczinski told CNBC's Squawk Box that the chain's expansion of its value menu was due to a two-tier economy. Okay, traffic for lower income consumers is down double digits. And it's because people are either choosing to skip a meal or they're choosing to eat at home. Now, this skip a meal thing is very important because I'm hearing more and more comments. You hear something like 3 times, you're like, oh, hold on, that must mean something, right? Well, I'm hearing a lot about people skipping meals. I'm hearing a lot about people cutting back eating, which is a bad thing under any circumstance, right? So in this eat at home trend, which we spend so much money on kitchens and baths, folks should be eating at home, but eating out to go is a big deal, right, in this country. So a lot of people are cutting back and they're actually starting to eat at home. So this is a movement. This is a change. So when you look at these trends, you have to understand where people are spending money and how the economy is being affected. But I will tell you again, I will suggest, and I tell you, get invested. Get invested. Ride this ride until the ride is done. Make some money. Don't just sit and take hits from the economy. Upgrade your skills. Constantly read. Constantly upgrade your skills. Constantly find ways to better yourself. Network. Your network is going to be so huge in 2026. It's really not good. That probably will be the biggest driver, in my opinion, for a lot of people's success in 2026 is going to be who they know and how they can partner up. Okay, so I know you can be real smart, and I know you're real intelligent, I know you got a lot of skills, but there's a lot of smart, intelligent people with skills that can't get on the playing field. They can't get the opportunity. Why? Because they're not networked with the people who can open the door for them. Please make networking extremely important. Put that in the forefront of your mind. Start getting out. Start talking to people. How can you add value to people's lives without asking for something? You want to go out and add value first, right? Then you see how you can work with someone. But let people see you give without want something in return. Honestly, put yourself out there and show how you can add value and see if you can create those partnerships, right? So let's go to the trend isn't limited to just fast food and beverage. In the autos world, woo, interesting industry, okay, the auto industry. Guys, repos are up. You hear me? Repos are up. Consumers who can afford to buy new vehicles are on a spree, while those who are more price constrained are sitting out. Defaults and repossessions are on the rise, while the average price for new vehicles is setting records. I think the last average price I saw for a new car is over $40,000. Now, I'm cheap. Me personally, I like to go out and eat. That's really how I would blow my money, is eating. I'm not buying the freshest brands. I don't really care about any of that stuff. I just love to eat. And I don't like to look at prices when I eat. I just love to eat. But when it comes to spending on cars and big ticket items, I'm like, I don't know. Do I need it? Is it important? How much time do I spend in my car? Now, I have a nice car, but really, to me, a lot of cars are a waste of money. But the average price of cars now will blow you away, over $40,000. Okay? And in the service industry, Hilton earlier this month reported that it saw a drop in revenue for its affordable brands, while its luxury offerings perform exceedingly well. That's that K-shaped economy. Still, CEO Christopher Nassetta told CNBC last month that he doesn't expect bifurcation to last much longer. My own belief is that as we look into the fourth quarter, and particularly into next year, we're going to see a very big shift in those dynamics, meaning I don't think you're going to continue to have this bifurcation. That's not to say I think the high end is going to get worse or bad. I just think the middle and low are going to move up. Now, that is a very positive, I'm going to end it here. That's a very positive and hopeful statement that he made. And we would like to hope that going into 2026, all of this stuff is going to turn around and everyone's going to start doing better. But the reality we live in right now is that a lot of people are struggling, and there's a few that are doing very well. And to be honest with you, the few that are doing very well, that are spending, is carrying the rest of the country. That's where we are right now. The few that are doing well are carrying the rest of the country. So a lot of times we can't control these layoffs. We can't control inflation. We can't control the price of things. But what we can control is our minds and the choices that we make. All right. So we want to feed our minds some good stuff so we can get some good output. Right. And we want to make better choices. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging with me. Any comments, questions, concerns, put them in the comments below. You can always reach out to me. My name is Daryl Willie Insurance Advisors. If I can help you out with life insurance, home, auto, if you are in the Illinois, Wisconsin, Texas, Virginia area, reach out. Appreciate you. Talk to you next time. Stay invested.